So happy, so happy to have you all in here. Today's workshop, we will be talking about which Cricut machine is the right machine for you. And our projects tonight are geared towards paper and card making. But if you have questions, about other materials and things like that, please don't hesitate to drop those in the Q&A. Anita is one of Cricut's experts, and she can help answer those questions, and I can also answer some of those questions for you live. So I have the 4 different Cricut machines in front of me, and I thought I'd first go over the 4 different machines, sort of to familiarize us with which machine is called what, and what size material it cuts, and kind of give you a broad overview of what the materials cut. So Cricut has 4 different cutting machines. These 4 here that I have are all considered our smart cutting machines. And that means they work with Cricut's smart materials. They're also smart because, hello, they're digital cutters. So, they're amazingly smart in that way. The little one here, this is the Cricut Joy Extra. The Cricut Joy Extra has a smaller size width. Obviously, it's a lot smaller machine. It weighs about 4.5 pounds, and it cuts, I'm going to get my numbers right, I think cuts 4.5 inches wide. Is that right, Anita? Or is it 5.5?
It is 4.5 on smart material, a little bit less on the, what do you call it? On the mat. On a mat, okay. It will cut less.
Okay, so I consider this like the cubby hole cutter. It's small, it's compact, it usually sits up on my shelf here. It goes with you. So if you are a travel crafter and you maybe do craft shows and you just want something to take with you to personalize a tumbler or something like that, this is an excellent size machine. It's also great if you're a teacher, because it is small. If you live in a small house, it also is a great machine. Not only is it smaller, but the materials are also smaller, tubes and things like that. The Cricut Joy does cut up to 50 different materials, and then you can go up to the Cricut Joy Extra. And the Cricut Joy Extra was launched this summer. It is equally as light and sleek as your Cricut Joy. Couple differences that the Cricut Joy Extra is wider, so it's 8.5 by 8.5 width, and it also has the technology to do print then cut. So your Cricut Joy Extra can do the print then cut. So if you're interested in a small compact machine, but you want to be able to make stickers, then this might be the machine for you. The mat is a little bit wider, so you have a little bit more room to work with than say your Joy Extra, but not as much as your Explorer or your Maker machines. Now, one major difference between the Joys and your Explorer and your Maker machines, the Joys are only one blade holder. So when you're using pens or your foil tip or your fine tip cutting tool, you need to exchange that out for each different tool you use. On the Explorer and the Maker machines, these have 2 different housings. So I can have a pen and a blade in at the same time. Now, your Explorer and your Maker machines are very similar in that they cut the same width. So they both will cut up to 11.5 inches. Going from your Joy family to your Explorer family, you more than double the materials that you can cut. So not only can you cut wider, but you can cut a lot more materials with your Explorer or your Maker. For example, you can cut more types of paper. You can cut things like bonded fabric. You can cut felt using your Explorer machine. You do have a few additional blades that you can add, a deep cut blade. You have the foil tip, which works. Each machine has a foil tip. You do have the pen ability. With the Explore machine, you can add the scoring stylus. Now, the scoring stylus is a little tool that I had it out here that goes in the machine and it will score paper for you. So if you want to make things like these little boxes here, you do want to have that scoring feature. Your Joy machines don't have the scoring feature, so you would want to go to the Explore or the Maker if that is an important feature for you. The difference then between the Explore and the Maker, your Maker has at least 8 different tools that you can swap out in the housing with the quick swap tool. It has a scoring blade, for example, a perforation blade, a wavy blade. You can deboss with the Cricut Maker, and you can engrave with the Cricut Maker. So your Cricut Maker definitely has more functionality because it has more tools, but it also has more pressure in the machine. So it cuts over 300 different materials. So if you're looking for a machine that you're going to grow with the machine. So maybe like right now you're thinking, I just want to make cards. That's all I'm ever going to want to do. Then the Joy or the Joy Extra or either one of these machines is perfect for you. But if really you're just a card maker, then the Joy Extra might be the perfect machine. If you're thinking you want to make stickers and cards, but you're really not going to go big or use a lot of different materials, like you have no interest in cutting leather or balsa wood, then the Joy Extra or the Explore would be one of the 2 machines for you. If you know your crafting is just going to explode and you're like, yeah, I'm making cards right now, or I'm making paper flowers right now, but I want to be able to, engrave on acrylic, or I want to make things with balsa wood, or I want to cut with leather, then the Maker is for you. I had an old Cricut machine and I upgraded to a Maker because of its ability to cut fabric. I sew, so the Maker really spoke to me because you could cut fabric with the Maker. If you have questions about any of the machines, if you're thinking, oh, I was thinking about getting this machine, but now maybe I should think about this machine, please do put those in the Q&A and we can answer those specific questions for you, because we really want to help you understand what the different machines do and which machine is the right machine for your needs. I thought we would start over with the Cricut Joy and make a project using the Cricut Joy. Now, one thing I love about the Cricut Joy is the card making ability, and Cricut has made it so easy for us to make cards. Each of the machines has what's called a card mat, and I'm going to show you how the card mat works in the Cricut Joy. But know that for your Joy Extra, your Maker, or your Explorer, you have a card mat. And if you go as big as the Maker or the Explorer, you could actually make 4 cards. At the time, our little Joy will make 1. So just know, like, that's really, you get 4 times for the Joy. So the Cricut, all of the machines work with what's called Design Space. Design Space is Cricut's software that tells your machine what to do. So we have Design Space that is like the brains of your machine. You're the creative bone, but your Design Space is the brains. We do have within Design Space an entire digital library. The digital library is referred to Cricut Access, and there's different levels of Cricut Access that you can use, whether you do a monthly rate or you do a yearly rate. We have lots of information on that, and Anita can drop a link in the chat for that information. But I'm going to show you just to give you a broad idea of how it works. We'll make this insert card here. So I have a pack of cards that I purchased at Michael's, and you can get a packet. They have so many different card inserts. So if you're a card maker, this is like the easy button for you. You have a pack that has envelopes, folded cards, and inserts. So for this card, I'm going to use one of the folded cards and an insert to make the card. Now, just think about all of the options you have, because you don't have to use the prepackaged cards. You can like miniaturize your cards with the Cricut Joy. You can make your own designs of cards and embellish them if you'd like to, so you can add like a design on it. This was cut with this size card. It was actually cut with the Explorer or the Maker, but you could do a smaller card size like this in your Cricut Joy. So don't like think that, oh, I can only do little mini cards, because you can do bigger cards if you'd like to. The options are just endless. And then Cricut Joy the two Joy machines come with their own tools. So the fine point blade in the Cricut Joy is different than the blade that you would put in your Maker or your Explorer machine, and the pens are different as well. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see my screen and share my screen and take us into design space. So let me share my screen here. Now I have, when you sign up and get your machine and you register your machine, you will create an account in Design Space. Your Design Space account is, again, where all that creativity happens. So I have this ornament card insert that I'm just going to bring onto my canvas. Now, it's a great project that you can just click Make It and go right to your machine and make the card. Or you can customize the card and add a design to the inside of the card, or really do, like, you can change things up on here if you'd like to and customize it. But for tonight, I'm just going to click the Make button, and it'll take me right into the Prepare screen. And before I do that, I need to make sure I have the right machine selected. So we're going to put this one onto the Cricut Joy. And let's make that one. I have the option to make this on the card mat or on a regular mat. So I'll select that I'm going to be using the card mat. The card mat does show me the 3 different sizes that I need on the card mat of the cards that are available. And each card design within Design Space, if it's a Cricut project, will come in those 3 different sizes. Once I've set up my mat, I just hit continue. It's going to connect with Bluetooth for the Cricut Joy. Your Cricut Joy and your Maker, your Cricut Joy and your Joy Extra connect with your desktop, your laptop, your mobile device, or your phone, all through Bluetooth. So the first thing it tells me to do is load my pen in clamp A and then load my card mat. So let me show you how to load a card mat. So I'm just going to take off this clear plastic piece here, and we'll take our card, our folded card, and I'm going to insert the card inside the card mat. So the card mat has like a little plastic sleeve there. I insert my card into the card mat, and the front of the card mat has a very light adhesive that is going to hold my card into place. I usually take my brayer, I don't have much workspace here, but I take my brayer and I run my brayer over the top of the card just to make sure that my card isn't going to move or wiggle when I put it in the machine. Then I'm just going to take one of my pens, and I wanted to use, I think I dropped, oh, I did drop them, excuse me. I wanted to use these metallic markers in the Cricut Joy to decorate my card. So I'm going to decorate the front of the card as well as cut it. So in this clamp, I just remove the clamp there, and Chanel, I can, let me see here. I was just going to say, if I find my remote control, I might be able to zoom my camera in so people can see this a little closer. So I just insert my pen into there. It tells me the top of my mat, and I slide that in. The Joy picks up my mat, feeds it in, and then back in Design Space, it will tell me it's ready. Go ahead and hit the go button. So here in Design Space, I'll just hit the go button. Let me stop sharing. And it will feed over and start to do the drawing with the pen. Okay, let me see if I'm going to try and zoom in here. And we'll get a little bit closer. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. Here we go. How's that? And this same function you can do on any of the 3 different machines. So this would work on the Joy Extra, the Explorer, or the Maker. And while I showed you this larger mat for the Maker or the Explorer, you could choose to only do 1 card at a time. You don't have to do all 4. You could just do 1 card. And you would have your pen in one side, clamp A, and your fine point blade in clamp B. So you wouldn't have to switch out your pens. It's just designing away. And don't forget, with Design Space, it is an app. So you can use Design Space on your mobile device if you have a phone or a laptop or a tablet device. Any of those will work with Cricut Design Space, and you can work across multiple platforms. So you don't have to, like sometimes I will work on my project, I'll work on it on my laptop, but sometimes I may move it to my tablet device or my phone, depending if I'm running around somewhere. I may just decide, hey, I'm just sitting here, I have a couple minutes, I'm gonna pull out my phone and work on that project. Or if I know I have a project I have to make, I'll kind of like browse around and get some ideas about what's happening. So now the machine is cutting. I took my pen out, and the second step is it's cutting around the design. So it's a little hard to see here, the difference between the holographic paper, that shimmer paper, and where the pen is, but they're both, because they're both metallic. So it'll cut around there and do that. All right. Also, Cricut has their learn.cricut.com website has a lot of information with short videos on demand that you can watch to learn different things. Okay, so now it's just going to unload my mat, and I just need to go back into Design Space and hit unload. Now, the difference between, this is another difference between your Joy machines and your Explorers or your Makers. There's not so much manual to do with it. Like you don't have to, every time you load or change it, say load, go, ungo. So you have a little bit more discrepancy there, I guess. Let me get this back centered here. All right, so let me take this off. Now you can see where the metallic wrote, and I'm gonna, when I take it off the mat, always turn your mat upside down and remove your paper from your mat that way. So we're just gonna remove it from the adhesive. So you see some of the pieces stayed on the mat, and I'll put my protective sleeve back on. And then I just use my fingers and remove these little pieces. So if I have any little dots, I can grab my tool and pop out those little dots with my weeding tool. And I'll have all these little holes in here. But if I don't put something behind the design, you won't see the little holes. You just see black. So I'll take that holographic insert from the back and apply it into the 4 corners of my project, like this. I'm trying to do it for facing myself. It might be easier than facing you guys, but I just insert into each of the corners, and there's my card. And if I wanted to write on the inside of my card, I would just basically turn my card inside out and insert the front of my card after I clean off my mat. I would insert the front of my card into the sleeve. And then in Design Space, I could add a sentiment and use the pen in the Cricut Joy to write it out. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't like my own handwriting. It's not that pretty. Don't worry about that. Let the Cricut do that for you. So that is the insert cards, and the insert cards work with all the different machines. It's not specific to the Joy. You can use those in all different machines, and they come in 3 different colors. So you have a lot of options to work with that. But let's talk a little bit about when you want to go bigger and you're still working with cardstock. So I have this little lollipop decoration here. It's just a little decoration around a lollipop. And I wanted to show you how I can cut that out on the, let me get my paper here, on our Cricut Joy Extra. So the mat's a little bit bigger, and I'm using just cardstock. You can use your 8.5 by 11 cardstock on this one. And I'll just start off with my red cardstock, putting it onto my mat. Now you would do the same process on any of the machines that you're working with. Some designs are not available in the Cricut Joy family because they're too big. You can always shrink down a design, and some designs work to shrink down and some designs don't. So I've got my red material on my mat. Let me share my screen and we will open up our little snowman here. So I'm done with this project. So we'll go ahead and say done. And then I'm going to go into my stuff. And I'll choose this little lollipop here. Now, when you make a project, you can always share that project out to the Cricut community. So anybody could go to my profile, find the project, and make this project. You also can upload projects into Design Space if you'd like to. So you can, oops, I forgot to change my machine again. You can definitely upload projects into Design Space. So on this one, I'm going to use my Joy Extra, and I'll give myself a new canvas so I can bring that on. Go to my stuff, grab this little guy here, and we're just going to send this. I know this is exactly the right size that I want to make. I'm going to send it right to my prepare screen. I'll be cutting it on a mat. Now, I will show you there are certain materials called smart materials that you can cut without a mat. The mat basically is part of the material. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out of this red, and we'll go ahead and select medium weight cardstock. Now, with the Cricut Joy Extra, you can do a browse all materials, and then you can see all of the materials that are available that would work on your Cricut Joy, the Cricut Joy Extra. So you can just kind of browse through and see what's available. And I would recommend if you've asked for a Cricut Machine, that you go ahead and download Design Space now and set up your Cricut Access and start working in Design Space. You don't have to wait until you have a machine. You could actually start working on projects now. So that's kind of cool. So we're just going to go ahead. I loaded in my machine here, and we're going to go ahead and let it cut. So once it's loaded in, every time you load in a mat, the software will measure your mat and make sure that your mat is the right size to work with. Now, I have to go back into Design Space and say go. On your Explore or your Maker, you have like play buttons at the top here. So at the top, let me slide these out of the way. Oh, Michelle, great question. I'm going to answer that for you. In your Explore or your Maker, if you have the 3 version, you have these like little play buttons at the top. If you have an Explore Air, you have a dial button to select your material. if you want to find my projects in Design Space, you can do a search on the homepage for Kesley Anderson, Kesley, and Anderson with an O, and go to my profile, and all the projects I make, I share on there. And I'm Kesley.365 both on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to find me there too, I'd love to hear from you guys, learn about what you're making, what you'd like to see. Okay, so here we have the first layer is cut, and I'm ready to unload that first layer. So I just go back into, I'm going to share my screen again and show you. I have to unload the mat and then select the next layer to cut, which will be the little white guy, the white snowman faces. And we'll cut that one next, and then I'll cut the background of it. So let me stop sharing here, and I'm going to go ahead, and I've unloaded my material. Now again, I always turn my mat upside down and remove my project by curling my mat and pulling my project off the mat like this. Don't want it to stuck in there. That way, you have some adhesive on your mat, and you just want to make sure that your adhesive your mat doesn't curl your cardstock. So let's put the black on the mat. I think that's the right. Let me just double check I have it long enough. Oh, no, it's my white, sorry. I need to do the white little faces here. So we'll put that on. And then I'm ready to load this in. So I just kind of set it up there and let it load in. It has the Cricut Joy has a little sensor on it. So it senses when you put the mat close to it, and it will feed it in. And it's not exactly perfectly straight. I do usually try and get it straight in there, but it doesn't always work out, but you can see it still will go in. Probably should unload that mat. Yeah.
One tip with the mat for the Joy Extra. You want to lay it flat, and you don't want to be hesitant when you add it into the machine. But you want to lay it flat on the deck, and then just with your hand flat on the deck on top of the mat, push it in so that it hits the rollers in a very decisive way. And then that way it's not, but if you lift it up and put it in, it will tend to grab on one side before the other, because the rollers start moving before the mat is there.
There you go.
We're having a lot of people with issues trying to load the mat, and they're working on getting videos for that.
Awesome. So now we've got my mat loaded, and it's going to start cutting. The Joy machines, I actually do have, Melissa's asking, do I use Bluetooth? Usually when I teach a class, I connect my machine up with the USB port. Tonight, I'm using the Bluetooth feature. So all three of the machines that I'll be cutting with tonight, I do have the Bluetooth feature set up there. So I won't be, I'm not connected with USB. I'm just using Bluetooth. And if you ever have Bluetooth, I think is probably the one piece that can kind of give people a little bit of a hiccup when they first start with Cricut, because you have to work with your computer to get that Bluetooth set up. And if you find that you have a hiccup there, that's where our customer care comes in, and you'll make a quick phone call to customer care. They will help you walk you through adding the Bluetooth, getting your computer set up with Bluetooth if you need to, and making sure that that connection is happening with the Bluetooth, because that is a setting in your settings of your device. So whether you're using a whichever device you're using, whether you're using a let's see, sorry, let me just get this on there. Whether you're using a tablet device or a mobile device, any device you're using, you can set it up with Bluetooth. Okay, so let's get this in there. being decisive, Anita. Pop that right in there.
It'll be much happier. You
Okay.
can't be timid with that one.
Gotcha. You gotta show it who's boss.
That's right.
Okay, and so then I just hit go back in my software and it's gonna go ahead and start cutting. Now I have, in the interest of time, I have cut these pieces out already. And I want to show you how easy it is to realign all your pieces. So you have, this is what we're going to be making, and then applying that to the fold over piece. Now your Joy Extra and your Joy don't have scoring lines, but this pattern uses perforated, like it makes like a little perforated line. So you have lines to fold on when you make your design. So you can just follow those perforated lines and fold your back in half. And then we just do the paper piecing on your different pieces. So let me unload this mat. So I've got the black now cut out. So you can see you just change out your mat from color to color, and you add your material on the mat. So, and then you just take your pieces. So I have the red scarf, the little snowman, a background, and then our backing piece. And I just use a glue pen. This is a rollerball glue pen. It's in the glue section, the glue aisle at Michael's. And you just walk it like a pen on your background. And then you just line this up on your background piece. Now doing it upside down is a little tricky, so forgive me if I'm not exactly lined up, but that's what you're gonna do. So see how cute is that? Then we'll just add another little adhesive for the scarf on the snowman. So now those pieces are all together, and I will just add those onto the red piece here. Again, I just draw a little line of adhesive. You can use a tape runner. You could, this is a great project for kids to participate in and help you make. They can do it with with just a glue stick or something like that. And then you have your lollies. I have this cute little shop that has these little special lollies. So I picked some of these up for this project. They're just little tiny lollies. And you just put that inside the hole. So that feeds right through the hole there. And then I would use my glue dots and attach a glue dot on the top of the hat. And then seal this together. But you can use Tootsie Roll, Pops, anything like that. Charms are a little bit big, Charm Pops are a little bit big for this project, but there we go. Now you have, you can make the whole collection of lollies if you want as like a table decoration. I have that little guy like that, but you can do a whole little bit of them as a table decoration. Really fun for school projects or anything like that. If you wanted to leave the black back blank and you could add a name on there, you're all set to go with that. So those are two projects, and you can make all of those projects with the various machines. Both of these projects you could make with the different machines. One of the things I personally like about having the bigger machine is that I can go into Design Space, and if I wanted to, like if I were, let me say done on this, and let me change my machine. Instead of the Joy Extra, if I had the Maker machine or your Explorer machine, and I go to make it, you'll see I have a much bigger mat to use. I can use a 12 by 12 size page and cut it 11 by 8.5. So if I were working on like a whole bunch of these for a class, like a you know, my kids' classroom or something like that, I could say I need to make 30 of these and hit apply. But let's see if I say 5, if I can get 5 of them on one sheet of red, and I can. So I multiplied the number of cuts I can make using a bigger machine. Now I could do every time I loaded in my paper, whether for the black, the red, and the white, I would cut enough to make 5 snowmen. If you needed to make 30, you would just increase this, and now I would use my keyboard and increase this up to 30, and then say apply, and you'll definitely have more red pages to cut, but you know that you have so many sheets of red that you'll need to cut. I'm not sure why that guy is down there, but I know when I send it to my machine, it will fix itself. It won't cut it off the mat like that. That's silly. I've never seen that happen. Have you ever seen that happen, Anita?
I have. I don't know
Okay.
why it does it, but yes, every once in a while you have a rogue piece.
A rogue piece. There we go. So those I can just pop those on, and then I can cut 30 of them really quickly. So that is another, if you do multiples of things, so even if you're doing small projects, if you're doing multiples of those small projects, it is easier to do them on a larger machine. So let me show you another project. This is a box, and I'm going to show you the scoring tool with this box. Now, this project uses a pen, a scoring tool, and I'm going to use some specialty paper. So instead of just using white cardstock, I wanted to show you all how I can use Cricut's sticker cardstock, which is a smart material. And if I had the bigger size, the 12-inch size, I could definitely use that in my smart machine without any mat. So let me just grab my bigger piece here, and I'll show you this. So this is Cricut's Smart Sticker Cardstock. This has, it's cardstock, it's white cardstock, and it has adhesive on the back of it. And again, what makes it smart is that it can go right into your machine without using a mat. So a lot of times our vinyl and the iron-on material doesn't have, we have smart material there. We don't have as much paper in the smart material, but this is a great project to use this for. So let me go back into Design Space, and I'll choose this material. And what it tells me first is to load in my pen and then my fine point blade. So in Design Space, you have these the two different tool holders, if you will. So this one here on the left side, I'll put my pen in. Now with the Explorer and the Maker, again, you use different pens than I used in the Joy, but there is such a cool, there's so many different pens that you can use. I don't think you'll get bored with the number of pens that are available for you. So I have the red berry color that I selected, and I just am going to open the clamp up, slide my pen in, and click it. And then I can close that clamp, and that holds my pen in place. Now I think I'm going to load this in properly. My light is flashing, so I'm just going to take my cardstock, my Smart Sticker cardstock, feed that right in. It will write and cut in the same pass. So good question, Carol. If you don't want to use 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12, can you tell the machine what size cardstock you're using? Oops, I think I kicked that out by accident. And the answer to that is yes. So if you can tell what size material you're cutting, but just because it says, not sure why that's not feeding in. Let me come back to my Zoom. I'm going to answer that question. Not sure why that's not feeding in. Longer mat required.
That is because you went a little bit beyond that 11.5 inches.
But it's just a circle. Let me try. Well, I don't think this would work.
Which mat are you on?
It's a 12 by 12 mat.
Okay.
I guess it's possible I've cut the paper, but I'm gonna try a smaller one. It's wide enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, it says
that's
I need
the
to use it. Oh, wait, 12 minutes.
smart.
Maybe I've done something on it. Oh, you know what? I know. Sorry, guys. This is user error. Let me share with you my screen again. I'll show you my error I made. So in Design Space, you need to indicate if you are cutting your project on a mat or not. So take that out, and it's saying it's requiring a longer mat. So I'm saying, okay, I gotcha. Okay. So my home screen here. Let's pop this in again. I was not choosing to use I didn't say that I didn't specify that I was using a mat without, that I was not going to put this on a mat, that I wanted to put this on smart material. Back here. New project. It won't let me clear out. Yes. All right. Sorry, it's for the silence. Please get this cleared out here. I don't want to have to shut it down. So let me go back to my canvas. Huh. Okay, Anita, any advice there?
So it's saying you need a larger mat.
Yeah, I didn't select that I was using
Okay,
I
so
didn't select that I was not using a mat. I didn't select that I was using it without a mat, but it won't let me just clear out of this. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is what I usually do when something,
you're
any
probably
software
going to
program,
need to close out and get back in.
that's what I was thinking. I was going to say when any software program is in a hiccup stage or something, I just close it and then I'll restart it. So I'll just go ahead and close that out and we can restart Design Space here. Just a second there, and then I'll show you guys, we'll bring that project back in so we can see. Are we getting some good questions about machines, Anita, while I'm just doing?
Absolutely. We've got some great questions on different platforms for the software, questions about Bluetooth, connecting with Bluetooth, things like that, and questions about what paper size you can use and what machine works best for certain purposes.
That is so smart. Okay, so I'm just reopening this up. It's taken a hot minute here, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Go a little bit smaller here, and then I can share my screen. So I just had to close my program, restart my program, and then if I go back to my canvas, I just have a new canvas. So that is one of my projects. So I'll just go into my stuff, grab that treat box, and say make it. And this time I'll select the right material to put that on. So for this type of material, I'm going to be using without a mat. So I need to indicate to the software, hey, I don't need a mat, I'm using smart material. The other two materials, I'll skip this material, but I will cut this one and I'll use medium cardstock to do that on a mat. So this one, I want to make sure that this is cutting on a mat. And it's super big, so it does need to be on a mat. Okay, and I'm scoring on it, so I'll use a mat there. And it will connect up with my Bluetooth to connect to my Maker 3 with the Bluetooth. And then I just go to either the popular materials, I could browse all materials. For this project, I'm going to be cutting smart sticker cardstock. So I need to make sure I'm on the right mat, that one. and I have smart paper sticker cardstock selected. Again, my pen is already loaded, and it tells me to put the fine point blade in. So let me stop sharing. And this one you can see, like I even have a small piece here, which is fine. I'm not even using a full 12 by 12 piece. So I'm just putting that again, pressing it up to the layers, up to the wheels, and this is gonna load in. It will measure it, so it'll suck it in, measure how long it is, make sure I have enough material to draw on and cut, and then I'm ready to hit play. So I just hit play and it will do the draw and cut at the same time. So I'm gonna kind of come in a little bit. Here we are. So you get to see it in action. So that pen will draw the lines that I indicated in the design. The design itself was a draw design. And so I'm just using the pen to draw that out. And then I will use, and then it will do the fine point blade. So the difference between this machine and our Joy machines, I don't have to change between the blade and the pen. Those are all, it uses both holders there, for one for the blade and one for the pen. Now, when you do get your first machine and you set up your Cricut Access, you have a 30-day trial of the Cricut Access of images. Okay, so my pen is done drawing. It's gonna make sure I have the right blade in to do the cut. So it's gonna scroll over and make sure I have the blade in to do the cut, and then it's gonna go cut for me just out that circle shape. And I want to encourage everybody with that 30-day Cricut Access. I want to encourage everybody to, it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. I want to encourage everybody to use that up and really give that, put it through its paces, if you will, because the Cricut Access is a fantastic collection of images. It has over 600,000 different images that you can work with. And we're going to give this one more shot here. You have over 600,000 different images, plus there is there's images that are licensed images. So you have the option, and these are you purchase these images on top of Cricut Access, but like Marvel images. So there's ones for Spider-Man and there's Hello Kitty images, but in Design Space itself in Cricut Access, there are over 600,000 different images that you can work with. Now, if you have a bit of a side hustle, then you can, I'm not quite sure this is doing what I wanted to do. Now it looks like it's, yep, it's working now. If you have a side hustle, Cricut has an angel policy that will allow you to use their images when you make things to resell. So I want to encourage you to be familiar with the angel policy if you have a side hustle. So once you use a piece of paper or smart material, can you reuse it? Yes. So great question, Jennifer. I have, I've actually used this piece of paper before. You can see at the beginning here, I've written on this side of it. This one is just was a piece of smart material that I had cut smaller. And I even have like a sticker shape on the other corner of this material. If I had already done something in this corner, I would have just moved my design over in Design Space. So I would move my design to cut and draw in the middle of the page instead of in the corner. So when I take this out, and you can see it's cut here. So it's all cut and there, and I will just peel that off of the backing, leaving this paper left to be cut. Now, if this were not smart cardstock, let's say this were just regular cardstock, I would then use the extra piece that's left over, and I would put that on a cutting mat. So when you're using just regular material, paper, anything like that, and you're using a smaller piece, or it's not smart material, you just simply apply that to your mat. And I'm using the light grip mat. This is the mat we want to use when we're working with cardstock. You want to use the light grip mat because the adhesive isn't so sticky with it, if you will. So it will release on, the paper will release easier off of that material. Now I'm doing a medium cardstock, and the first tool I need to put in is my scoring wheel. Now, if I were using the Explorer, I would just use a scoring stylus.
Can I chime in for one thing?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say that if your smart material ends up being less than 6 inches, it has to go on a mat. It cannot work with something that is smaller than 6 inches by 13.
Thank you. Anita, I love it. Anita is so, she's got the numbers down. Thank you, Anita, for pointing that out. But if your smart material were smaller than 6 inches in length, so when Anita said 6 inches, it has to be the 13 inches across. But if it were 6 inches this way, in the length of it, then you could just use a piece of it on a mat and still use it as a smart material. So if you have like an Explorer Air 2 or one of the older machines, you could still use that smart material. You just would put it on a mat to use that material. Okay, so now it's just getting everything set up. The 30-day free trial for the Cricut Access is based on when you create your account, not on your trial date. I mean, not on your purchase date. So if you purchase your machine, let's say somebody got you a machine on Black Friday and they're waiting until Christmas Eve or Christmas Day to gift it to you. And then that day you sign up for your Cricut Access, you activate your trial day, then it becomes active. And you may even say, like, you know what, I kind of want to wait like 5 days and just make some projects with the free images, because Cricut does offer a nice selection of free images just to get started with. So you could always use the free images. When you can don't forget, you can upload your own images. So if you use Inkscape or you use Photoshop, or you purchase images, or you download your images from the Michaels digital image library, then you can upload those images into Design Space and use those images to cut as well. So you have a lot of options. You're not locked into anything.
One thing I do want to point out, Kesley, if you're purchasing on Cricut.com and you purchase Cricut Access to get that 10% off, your Cricut Access starts that day. So it does depend on when you sign up for the Cricut Access. Does that make sense?
Say that one more time. My machine was going.
So right now, for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and a lot of our sales right now on Cricut.com, they are tied to, if you sign up for Cricut Access with this order, you will get it for this price. And if you don't have Cricut Access, it's more. And so it will be when you purchase it or when you sign up for it. If it's from Cricut.com, that free month doesn't kick in. It's only when you sign up when you're on a new email address. So if that makes sense.
Right. So if you purchase your machine at Michael's, at your Michael's store, then you would set up your Cricut Access, and then
when you register.
Yes. Yeah, when you register, and then you can activate.
It's just, if you did buy on the good deals that we had, I just didn't want them to think that they still, well, they could still sign up, but if they do, they want to cancel the one that they had. Right. You can cancel at any time, but it is a really good way of using a lot of the features in Design Space.
Yeah, the Design Space has a lot of features. So that now I'm just folding this box along the score lines on this project, and I'm just I picked this project to show you the functionality of going to the Maker or the Explore machine and being able to use all of the tools that are available, like that scoring tool. You can definitely cut projects with the Maker, or with the Joy or Joy Extra, and then you would just manually do your scoring with your paper trimmer or however you normally score things. But like for this little project, the score lines are all there. So all I have to do to form my box is fold along all those score lines, and my box just comes together really easily. And you can see this one, I really like this box as a treat box for the holidays. If you're one to take treats into people or something like that, because there's no, you don't have to glue anything together. And when you fold it up, you have that little sticker to put on the top. So you can add your sticker to the top and it will hold everything together. And then when you gift your treat, your box opens up and your treat's right in there. So using the Cricut's cardstock paper, sticker paper cardstock, this has adhesive on the back of it. So I would just fold up my box and add my sticker to the top of the box and seal my box with the sticker after I put my goodies in it. But there you go. Now you have a nice little folded box with treats inside of it. So I don't have anything to push on to push that in. Like if I had treats in there, I could push that down. But that's your little box there. You can do all sorts of different boxes. Let's bring it out like that if it'll hold it. This is an exploding box that you can make in Design Space, a project like this. I do have this in my profile, but the exploding boxes are all different types of exploding boxes that you can make, kind of similar to the one I cut out, and that the sides just fold together on the inside like that, and you fold it together. You can also make bigger projects, very large rolled flowers, pieced flowers like this. And also this is always a fun project with any of your machines. But if you want to do bigger flowers, you definitely need to have the bigger machine. Or if you want to, like, you can cut one flower, one spiral flower on the Cricut Joy. You can cut 4 on your Maker or your Explore machine. So it really just depends on budget, space, and how much you're cutting and how big you want to cut as to which machine you go for. I didn't even mention in the Explore and the Makers, you can cut, Cricut offers cardstock that's 12 inches by 24, and I know Michael's does also. They have cardstock that's 12 inches by 24. So if you want to make a banner or a big sign, you can do that on a 12-inch by 24-inch piece of cardstock on your bigger machines. So it really gives you a lot of different opportunities and a lot of different choices. Now, I did see somebody mention about the card that was in the image. All of the machines you can use to make a variety of the types of cards you can make are just optionless. Optionless or optionful. I'm not sure which is, you can make all the different cards. So like this type of card, we did a workshop on this card in the 12 Days of Christmas. Was a fun workshop. Also, this little gnome card, this is you can make this a shaker card. It's an acetate card. You can add envelopes to your cards. The amount of things you can create with paper is really, there's no limit to what you can create. And as you can see by my paper stack, I really do like crafting with paper. Were there any last minute questions? So the writing on my shadow box, I actually cut this with vinyl. So this was cut with vinyl, and all of our different machines will cut vinyl, it will cut iron-on material. The most commonly used materials are those 50 materials that you can cut with your Joys. And you can cut those 50 materials with your Maker and your Explore. You bump up to the different number of materials you can cut with your Explore, and then your Maker really takes it over the top with the different, the leathers, the balsa woods, the felt, the fabric, all those kinds of things that you can cut with your maker. And not just that, but using the different tools allows you to perforate cards. It allows you to engrave and emboss. So lots of options with your Maker 3. All right, I'm just going to give a second for these last questions to get answered, and then we will sign off. Thank you, Chanel. So yes, you can use vinyl on cardstock. You can use iron-on material on cardstock as well. If you want to try something fun, try the iron-on material on a canvas. There is stencil material that you could use on cardstock if you wanted to make little. One thing I love to see people make out of cardstock are the little toppers that you can put on coffee and then, you know, put cinnamon on it, and it gives you a little pattern design. So very fun to do with your hot cocoa this winter and things like that.
I was going to say, I'm going to let you answer this last one live.
Okay, go ahead, and then we'll sign off.
Yeah, because it is, how did you get the shape around the words on the sample card? And I didn't know the answer because I was busy typing and I didn't see.
Which is the sample?
I'm not sure.
How did I get the shape around the
shape? Did you use offset on something today, or?
I don't know.
Or was it just a shape that you put and attached the word to when you drew? Like I said, I'm sorry, I was doing my job.
If Carol could let us know which card she's referring to, that might be helpful.
Okay.
I think that they're referring to the picture that was on the website when they signed up.
The Magic Winter card.
Okay. I'm not sure. I don't have the visual of that in front of me, but let me just go in here and I'll share my screen. We'll see if we can pull that up in here. I gotta come closer to my keyboard and see if I can find this card. Okay, so give me just 1 second.
Magic. It was the card you were just holding, is what Carol said. So I think it's the one with the snow globe look.
Because here's the one Magic of Winter project here, like that. So that's just the image is an image in Design Space. So I think it's just the image was placed on a card, which is very fun. That's kind of one of the things you can do is just take a card and add an image to that card, or I could add, you know, this to the front of the box or anything like that. So you can just take this image, this does have the writing, and then you cut it out like that. The other card that we did, this Cascade card, this is if you go to Michael's YouTube channel and look for their 12 days of card making, I think both of these cards were made during those classes. So we should have both of those videos up in the YouTube channel. All right. You guys asked so many good questions.
Yes, they are.
So Elaine, if you're new, Elaine says she's new and she's just learning. Michael's YouTube channel, we have been doing classes with Cricut for about 2 years now, if not, and longer. I mean, way longer than that. I've been doing them for about 2 years. So there's a lot of resources on the Michael's YouTube channel to learn how to work with your Cricut. We also have Cricut offers content within Design Space that will help you learn with beginner guides and things like that. So definitely look within Design Space for help, and just don't be overwhelmed. Start with projects. If you're new to this, Start with a project, pick a project and go, I want to make a box. I want to make a card, you know, whatever it is that inspires you or speaks to you, or you have a need to do, grab that project and just don't be intimidated. Say, I can do this. I can make this. It's not that hard. I can do this. There is a learning curve. So, you know, be prepared. We all make mistakes. I still make mistakes. I still put in the wrong paper. I forget to mirror when I'm making an iron-on shirt or something like that. Like it is a learning process, like any craft. But as you get making it, my biggest thing is I want you to take it out of the box, plug it in, connect it up. Just every day, make one thing, even if it's just cutting out a new material. Like, I want to see how this material cuts. I want to see how to do, like, how to make a box. I want to make a little envelope. Like, cut out an envelope and make an envelope. These are the funnest little cards. I love making little mini cards for lunch boxes or gift sets, or just a, hey, you're doing awesome kind of thing. Just take one project, make that project and go, wow, I did it. If you don't feel like you mastered what was in that project, make it again. So take something like these little snowman cards, make a bunch of those and take them into work or share them with a neighbor or something like that. So those are all, that would be my biggest encouragement. And again, you can find me on Instagram or on Facebook, Kesley Anderson and Kesley.365. So if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me. And Pinterest too, I'm on Pinterest. So I think that's Kesley Anderson as well. Thank you guys so much for your time, Chanel. Thank you. And Anita, as always, thank you for your expertise. Have a great afternoon, everybody.